Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Leicester Fan TV for this morning's Fan Zone show. Looking forward to the game today. I bet you are all nervous. Remember, everyone, get your views in, get your comments in. We're going to talk about the potential team. We're going to get your views on how you think the game's going to go, and obviously the biggest question: will we make Champions League? So once again, good morning, everyone who has joined so far. I'll read some comments out in a moment and see who's joined. Obviously, I can see Sports there. Hi, Josh. Click the link. I'm going to put the link in the chat now. I believe Phil might be joining us. We'll have to see on that. But yeah, guys, click the link. Join me on here. We can talk about the team news. Well, there's none official yet, but we've got a little bit of a leak, apparently, on what the team might be today. That may or may not involve Nacho starting the game, but we'll have to see. Remember, guys, obviously get all your views and comments in, because and that's why we've done the morning show. We don't normally do one just before a game like this, but why not? It's the biggest game of the season, so there's every reason to do it today. So yeah, let me just read out some comments. So Ryan says, terrible year, hopefully turns today. I hope so too. I think, not just qualifying for Champions League today, but it will give us a bit of momentum going into next season, which isn't even that long away. It's just over a month away, and hopefully we can do something even better next year. James says, massive cup final today. There's no doubt about that. It's going to be massive. Hi to you, Ruben. Thanks for joining. Alexander says, hi, need to play good team like Chelsea. We need to play good team like Chelsea to lose and need to beat Man United. Yeah, I mean, we can afford a draw against United if Chelsea lose, but we can't rely on that at all. Phil's going to join me in just a moment. Jono says, morning, guys. Nervous this morning. So nervous. Honestly, I don't know how I'm going to watch the game. It's going to be so horrible to watch for us Leicester fans. Probably, United fans as well. Paul says, happy birthday, Top. Yep, happy birthday to Top, the chairman. It's his birthday. Hopefully we can give him a great present. And Cameron says, Dave says, just need to win and give Top a fantastic birthday present, like we just said. So yeah, I'm going to add in Phil and get his thoughts.
Hi, Lox.
Hi, Phil. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Bricking it a little bit. One question I wanted to ask everyone, so get your thoughts in. Excited or nervous?
Yeah, I think everybody's got exactly those views, haven't they, Lox? Excited or nervous? It's both. I'm sat here very excited. I can't wait for the match in some ways. I almost don't want it to get here. It's I'd say, I mean, some people say it's the most exciting game in years and years, but I think people forget that we've won the Premier League and we've been in the Champions League quite recently as well. So it's exciting. I said earlier, Lox, it reminds me a little bit of that time we had to play Stoke away to stay up into the Championship and not go down to League One, where there's results elsewhere which are going to affect us. It's been a while since we've had an end of season day quite like this, I think.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the Great Escape was a great day, wasn't it? Obviously, the title celebrations in 2016. The back a bit more than that, the Forest game to get us playoffs. So,
yeah.
I mean, I was chatting with Owen on Thursday. We said this is probably the obviously biggest game for our club since the Atletico home game. Would you agree with that?
Yes, probably. Yeah, probably is. It probably is that bigger game, isn't it? Just so much riding on it, and the fact that obviously Wolves are going to Chelsea and got potential to help us out makes it even more intriguing. We're going to be watching our game and keeping an eye on what Chelsea and Wolves are doing. It's just going to be so exciting for me. I just hope we just concentrate. I remember that the reason I keep mentioning the Stoke away game is because we were at that game in the rain, and it felt like we were watching or listening too much to the other result. And Ian Holloway that day picked a team and was trying to get a result based on results at other grounds. And I just hope today it's in our hands. If we win this match, we do it. And I would just hope we concentrate on that. And having seen the team news locks, a little bit defensive for me, maybe, but hey, I don't know what you think.
Yeah, well, obviously you mentioned the team news there. Now, like I said, we had a little bit of a leak, if you like, for the team news. I'm just going to get it up on screen now. So this is the leak, which we've seen. So let me just get rid of that. So we've got obviously Schmeichel in net there. A lot of people were worried about Bennett in this game. So if this is right, it looks like Justin's slotting into that centre-half position, the right centre-back, because Brighton might be back for the game. And then, yeah, you mentioned the defensive part there. I'm guessing you're on about the midfield, Chowdhury and Ndidi. Obviously, the only thing, if this happens, if this is true and that goes ahead, I can only think it's maybe to pat the midfield because of Bruno Fernandes, because he is a bit of a wizard on the ball. But what obviously you mentioned it. What do you think to this team here in front of us if that is the starting 11 today?
Well, yeah, I guess my view is it maybe is a little bit defend. I always think having Ndidi and Chowdhury on together is sort of saying that you are going to be defensive.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting one, isn't it? There, what do you think, Locks?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, look, I'm happy if it goes ahead. I'm happy to see Nacho and Vardy up top today. Obviously, it's a bit defensive. We've not been great when we've sat back and tried to see out a game. But yeah, I mean, obviously, everyone get your views on that. Just see what you think. Reese's put isn't all Brighton injured. Well, yeah, he has been injured. We don't know if he's back fit or not. But like I said, this team here, it is the leaked team. It's not official. But there is a source, if you like, who has said that this is probably going to be the team today. Thomas says it will be a 3-1-4-2. So yeah, that's not too far off this team, I suppose. Facebook use says Chowdhury will be all over Pogba. That would be brilliant. Just putting this team aside here, Phil, because obviously, like I said, we don't know if that is the guaranteed team today. What would your team be if you could pick? Who do you think should start the game?
I think, to be fair, Locks, today I'm slightly going to just trust in Brendan. I think it is one of those today where we just this is where the manager earns some bucks, isn't it? It's all I'm not going to sit here. If that is the team, that's the team. We're going to back it, whatever. I think it's. There's sometimes for fans to have a debate about what the team is, and sometimes to just look at what a manager's doing and saying, well, he's been paid a lot of money and he is one of the Premier League's top managers. So if this is how he thinks he's going to start it off and get it right, then fair play. I think, let's just go with it. That you've got to manage the game through 90 plus minutes. My biggest hope and fear for today is that, again, it might depend on other results, but I just hope that Brendan Rodgers does pull out a bit of a plan B if we need it. That's been the question mark for me this season a little bit at times, is if we does start set up so defensive as that, to try and maybe hit them on the counter-attack. If Chelsea, for example, start winning, and we do therefore need to win, and we need to get more progressive and more attacking, today's the day Brendan Rodgers needs to show us, if we need to, that he can mix things up a bit more.
Well, yeah, Tom, Leicester Fan TV's Tom says Rodgers has got to be clever with his tactics today against a very good team. Time to shine, boys. Time to shine. You mentioned the counter-attack there, but Man United are lethal on the counter-attack, and they have been in recent games. Obviously, we suffered against Tottenham with their counter-attacks. We've got to be careful today, haven't we, against Man United? Because they're a better team, I would say, than Tottenham, obviously. So,
well, yes, they are, and they are. I believe I haven't looked at the form guide for today, but I know Man United were very much at the top of it. So since Christmas they've been the form team, and since Christmas we've not been one of the form teams. I think we're in about 14th place in the form guide, and Man United are about top. So the form is with them, but we just need to put on a good performance. They will come. They do attack so fast, I would say that league team that we don't know if it's right or not, but you would almost see why it's set up like that to try and slow things down. I could imagine Locks the first half being really, really quite dull today, but most fans would take that. If keep it level, 0-0 at half time. I don't know what you think to that. I think the first half in particular could be a real stalemate today. Both teams could benefit from a draw, of course.
Yeah, and Jamie says here, Jamie's put his starting 11. Now, he's got Gray in there. Do you think Gray should start the game today or not? Would you put him in such a big game?
I don't think so. I think Gray for me is the impact player again. If we do need to go and get a goal in that second half, Demarai Gray's the sort of player who could come on and has proven this season that he can make an impact. So I think Demarai Gray from the bench is probably one of our most threatening. Let's change it up a little bit. That is a bit of a plan B to bring Demarai Gray on and tell him to progress forward.
Yeah, I completely agree there. Just before I get Phil's final views on the game, obviously remember, guys, we want your views, so get your comments in. Obviously, let us know who you think should start the game today. I've put the link as well once again in the chat, so any of you who want to come on and have a chat with me about the game today, please click the link. It's this one here. So if you click that link, you can come and join us on stream. So Phil, as I mentioned there, the last bit of question really I want to ask you, there's two questions tie in with each other. First one, can we still do it?
Of course we can, Locks. Of course we can. Yes, and we will do it.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I know you'll probably answer this a bit later on anyway, but we'll get a sneak peek if you don't mind. Score prediction.
Yeah, I think it is going to be tight today. I believe the stars are going to align. It's Top's birthday. Happy birthday to Top today, of course, from everybody. Jamie Vardy, Golden Boot, loves to play against teams like Man United. Jamie Vardy's going to score one today. He might get two. Maybe Nacho even is going to score. His Man City connection to rub salt in Man United's wound. I just think Leicester are going to do it today, but that's blind faith. I always think Leicester are going to do it, but I was watching the 5-3 game from a couple of seasons ago earlier this morning on one of the YouTube playbacks, and it makes you realise that we can beat United. I know we've not done it many times, but I've got every faith, Locks, that we're going to do it today. So I'm going to go for a very nervous but very exciting 2-1 Leicester win.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go for 1-0. I said it in the week, and I'm going to say it again: 1-0 and Vardy to score, but I'd love a Maguire own goal, wouldn't you?
I'd rather see Vardy score than Maguire get an own goal.
2-0 then. 2-0 Vardy goal and Maguire.
I mean, we haven't even talked about the Maguire stuff in it. It just adds more excitement to it, Locks, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Thanks for joining me this morning, Phil. And 3:30, yeah?
3:30 we're live, and then of course the second the referee blows the whistle for half time, we go live. And again, at full time, the second the whistle goes, whatever's happened, let's hope we're all celebrating at full time. But join us at 3:30 and at half time at full time for fan shows to get fans' views on good, bad, and the ugly.
Brilliant. Thank you. And I'll speak to you later, Phil. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you. So, guys, remember, keep getting your views in. Obviously, we want to hear everything you have to say. And also, I'll put it in one more time. The link is in there for you to click that and join. Join me. Look, Reese, I saw one of your comments, #believe. If you believe, come on and have a chat. Obviously, before we wrap up. Kevin says 1-0 Maguire and goal. That's what I would love to see. Absolutely love to see that. I don't know if Phil's still watching, but how can you afford a Picasso, Phil? His backdrop there. Joanne says 3-1. Joanna, sorry, you should obviously you've said that you're going to come on at one point. So if we win today, that'll be a brilliant time to come on after the show, after the game. Sorry. Mark says, will Rodgers be positive or take the Europa option? Well, we've already got Europa, so you may as well be positive and go out there and try and win the game. And if you don't win the game, then what have you got to fall back on? Still a Europa League place. So there's no reason not to go out there and try and win the game. Obviously we have to. I know someone said not to call it a cup final, but you've got to. It's the biggest game of the season. It is a cup final, and we may as well be playing it at Wembley. Reese says 3-1 Leicester, Vardy twice, and then Barnes. Keith says The players should embrace this challenge today, leave everything out on the pitch, and use the words from Top this week to galvanise the performance and create another piece of history. And that it would create another piece of history, 100%. There's no doubt about that. Adam says, nervous, depends which United team turn up. If it's the one that played in the week, then bring it on. If United are on it, then we will see. All I can ask is that the lads give a good account of themselves. If they do, then anything is possible. I completely agree with every word you said there, Adam. Someone up here, let me just try and find the comment. Thomas said it. Maddison signed new contract. I've seen it. I believe it's gone ahead. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's another thing that might kind of galvanise the squad today. It might give them a bit of a push, knowing that they've got, because there's not been any transfer talk of Maddison leaving, but he's a great player, and I'm sure there'll be clubs looking to sign him in the transfer window. So having the squad knowing that they've got Maddison in the team next season, that should give them a bit of a push to say, look, we could do something in the Champions League next year as long as we keep all our best players, which I can imagine us doing now. Especially if we get top 4. I'm joined by Reese. I'm going to add him in just a moment. Joanna says, deal. That's it. Joanna, make sure that you click the link if we win. If we don't win, let's still click the link. Come and join, because we've still got Europa League at the end of the day. No matter what happens today, we've got Europa League, and we'll be in playing in Europe next season. Michael says 3-2 to the City. Graham says attack. I 100% agree with you, Graham. I think there is literally no reason to sit back, defend from the off, literally just attack, because we have nothing to lose. Well, we have a Champions League place to lose, but you know what I mean? If we lose, we've got Europe. If we win, we've got Europa League, sorry. If we win, we get Champions League. So there's literally no reason not to go out and attack. I'm going to add in Reese now. Hello, Reese. How are you?
I'm good, Locks. You?
Yeah, not bad. Are you bricking it a little bit like me, like everyone?
I think everyone is. Yeah, I'm getting a bit of stomach ache as well, like nerves and that. But it's just a perfect opportunity for us to go and get Champions League football.
Yeah, I mean, have you been watching from the beginning? Did you see that leaked team news at all?
Yeah, I did see it. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Obviously, I've heard it from a few. It's all sources and all that. It's probably a load of rubbish, but there's a chance that it could happen. What are your thoughts on a midfield of Ndidi, Tielemans, and Chowdhury?
I wouldn't have all three of them in there together.
No,
but I mean, I can't see how Perez would miss out. He's been brilliant in his last 2-3 games for me. Personally, I think Perez has been the spark, especially against Spurs. He had some great attacking play. He had a few shots. There's that one that Lloris saved, didn't he?
Yeah.
So about 25 yards out, it was a great strike.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree. I mean, I was just going to say that league team, and that's all it is. It's a league team. I think I agree with you in terms of, I agree with if Albrighton's fit and he's at right wing back, then having James Justin at right centre back, that's a good shout, because Bennett he just couldn't handle that pace against Tottenham, let alone Manchester United. Harry Kane isn't the fastest bloke.
and he put him on the floor.
Yeah, Bennett made him look like Usain Bolt. So yeah, I think James Justin at right centre back, if Albrighton's fit, of course, is the right way to go. But Perez has got to start, surely.
For me, he has to. He's just, I think he's been one of our better players since he's come back in from the restart. Him and Tielemans, I think, have been very good. I like Barnes as well. I think Barnes is a good player, but he just doesn't finish his chances. And he's got to learn that in this game, you have to finish your chances, or other people are going to take your place. Because I mean, Demarai Gray came on against Spurs, and I thought Demarai Gray played brilliantly against Spurs. I didn't see him go back once. Every time he had the ball, he was driving at players. He seemed like he really wanted it. So I'd say maybe Gray pushes for a start, but then I wouldn't want to leave Iheanacho out. You have to play two up top for me, because Iheanacho has been so good. So it's so difficult for Rodgers on how to pick his team today and how he goes with the team. So obviously, I think he will be keeping an eye on other results. I mean, it's only natural in football. But
yeah, I mean, I was thinking, do you think it would be? let's say it's 0-0 at halftime, for instance, and they go into the change rooms at halftime. They see Chelsea are 2-0 down against Wolves. Obviously, the draw would do us. But do you think we should still push on and do our absolute best to win the game, or do you think we should? Because Phil mentioned there a previous game with Stoke. Obviously, Ian Holloway in that game kind of played to because of other results elsewhere. We can't do that today. The players aren't going to know until at least half time how the game's going. Chelsea Wolves. So we're gonna just have to go out and win it, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean they've just got to pretend. If they see the result, they've just got to pretend that it's the other way around and Chelsea are winning. And we need to go and get a win. For me, I mean, I've seen all this nonsense about Leicester and United if they'll pass it around. I mean, I can't see Pogba doing a 20-yard pass to Justin and then back to Maguire. So, but
yeah,
I would love a win. Because win gets you Champions League football, and it's as simple as that.
Yeah, that's it. Just before I get Reese's last comments, looking forward to the game, I'm just going to go through a few of the comments on here. So Josh says, let's be honest, we'd snap your arm off. Hello. We'd snap your arm off if we got offered European football. Jamie Vardy, golden boot, a 9-0 away win, FA Cup quarter-final, League Cup semi. It's been a fantastic first season for Brendan. If we get Champions League football, it's the cherry on the cake. Yeah, I think you're spot on there, Josh. Graham says, do you think Thomas will play? Unless Chilwell's had a miraculous recovery, I'm Fuchs. I think he's going to have to play. So, yeah. Guys, just get your comments in the chat there. Obviously, me and Reece spoke about it. Nacho to start. Do you play Nacho? Do you think Nacho has to play? Get your comments in on that. I believe he needs to, along with Perez. But yeah, get your thoughts in on that. And obviously we'll discuss it more with Phil later on anyway, when the team news is actually out, the legitimate team news. Graham says push till the end. Yep. Facebook user says we are not good at sitting back playing for draws, never have been. That's a fact. We have not, like the Bournemouth game, we bring on a midfielder for Nacho. I mean, that feels like a long time ago already, that game. I don't think I'm ready for anything like that again today. I'll be going to bed at full time. That's a fact. Graham says yes. Graham says yes, Vardy and Nacho. So I think a lot of us agree with that, Graham. And Michael says yes, I think Nacho should start. So Reece, just like I asked Phil earlier on before he left, 2 questions, very similar. Can we still do it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No.
There's no better chance. We have to go and do it.
Yeah. And score prediction, including first goal scorer.
I can see Man United scoring today, but 3-1. 3-1 Vardy. And I reckon it could be anyone off the bench will score for us. I couldn't tell you one player. Anyone. No, Barnes or Gray.
Take anyone. I'd take anyone. But yeah, no, that's brilliant. Again, Reece, thank you very much for clicking the link. And yeah, obviously make sure you come on again in the future. And next Thursday I'll be hosting a kind of post-season show with Josh. So if you can make that'd be brilliant. All right.
All right, nice one.
Cheers. Thanks, Reece. Enjoy the game.
See you later.
Cheers. Bye. So, guys, just before we finish, get your score predictions in. Keep getting them in. First goal scorer and your score prediction. I'll read a few out before we end the stream today. So, Airhead says Man United 4-2. Get out of here. Get out of here. No, look, we'll take anything. But Mark says, just going back to the team setup, Mark says need 2 up top. Otherwise, Vardy marked out. Won't get behind defenders. Otherwise, 100%. Hopefully, Vardy can get past Maguire and send him over on the floor and score a goal. But yeah, I agree with that. We need another striker on, and I think Nacho is going to be perfect for that. He pulls defenders out wide. He does the usual kind of false 9 work, if you like, and leaves Vardy. So that's brilliant. Josh says, my worry is Maguire always turns up against us. Morgan needs to put an absolute shift in. Yeah, I agree with that. Morgan versus Maguire. That will be a showdown. Ian says, glorious 2-1, Vardy first goal scorer. That'd be brilliant. A lot of people think Vardy will score today, and look, he's done it for us in big games previously, so hopefully he can do it for us in this the biggest game of them all this season. Graham says, if Man U score 2, we will score 3. I hope so. That's all we need to do. We just need to outscore them and win the game. Michael says, let's just hope Ings doesn't get a few goals to take Golden Boot if Vardy doesn't score. Vardy needs to get his first Golden Boot. It'll be his first one. He won, believe it or not, last night he won his first ever Leicester Player of the Year award, voted by the fans. So obviously Pereira was last year, but yeah, Vardy won it. So hopefully he can top that off with a goal or 2 today, and guarantee his top 4. Facebook user says, keep the faith. That's what we've all got to do. And Mark said, oh yeah, so I've just showed that one. So yeah, I'd like 1-0 Vardy, but got a 2-1 Man U feeling. Hate to say it, I hope you're wrong. But yeah, guys, obviously once again, thanks all for joining. As Phil mentioned, 3:30, he will be on live. Looking forward to the game when the official team news is out. There'll be a few of us on there with him. He'll do the halftime show as normal and the full-time show, where we're either going to be, I don't know if we're going to be down. Obviously, we're going to be a bit disappointed if we don't win. But hopefully, we are going to be absolutely buzzing and the beer will be flowing. So, yeah. But once again, guys, thanks for joining this morning. It was a bit out of the blue. So, obviously, thanks for so many of you who have joined and got your comments in. Remember, you can check us out on our socials: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, at Leicester Fan TV. You're going to want to do it today because we've got a big game and there's going to be some big shows. So, and also to our sponsors who help us bring out the free content as always. So yeah, obviously, hopefully we can top this wonderful, well, for the majority, wonderful season off with a brilliant win today to guarantee us top 4 football, playing the likes of Barcelona, Madrid, Milan next season. And hopefully we will all be there for it as well once the COVID restrictions are gone. But once again, thanks very much for coming on, and join us at 3:30 later on for the pre-match show. Get on your feet.